Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a little bit of the Dare to Compare. I like to do this every now and again. I know that my editing, courtesy of MobiZen, is not exactly the greatest, but we've all heard about this particular thing. And, well, this is coming from YouTube. And this is also courtesy of mainstream media, which has it up. And yet, all the people that are comparing this to a certain other situation are having their these warnings, right? Violation of whatever criminal act, yada yada yada. YouTube, before you go and take this, that's why I put up the fair use. Please go back and read what that says, because all anybody is doing is, well, A, commenting, B, critiquing. What does fair use talk about? Commenting, critiquing, teaching, whatever. And since when does mainstream media have the so-called copyrights on something like that? Because if that was the case, then any other channel besides one specific mainstream media outlet that, nobody seems to be suing a bunch of different places for repeating the same story, right? And how many places are? I mean, we can go into that and find out exactly how many different possible mainstream media outlets, right, as far as TV and, hey, we want to investigate the newspaper or whatever, are giving you this. How many? How many? I mean, if it's going to be copyright because somebody did it on YouTube, then why isn't it copyright infringement when you got a bunch of different mainstream media sources giving you the same exact news blurb? I mean, think about that. Anyway, on to this. Now, we all heard about this, kind of. Now they're saying that this thing was done because, Elsa, right? 121 people are supposedly in this thing, right? Now, what were they doing in there if they were going to demo the building? But, all right, you have the idea, right? All right, now, let's do the Dare to Compare, because there's a lot of people that do believe this specific idea was also demoed. And how could you say that? Well, because certain things on mainstream media caught flashes, right? And how the charges themselves were set off so that the building would implode. Now, I'm not Mr. Construction, but I do know enough about demolition to be like, okay, if you want to take out a building, especially one that is this tall, right? What would be the safest way to do it, supposedly, right? You set off a bunch of demos, from ground up, and then just boom, 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 floor by floor, and then you collapse it in on itself. All right, now I just want you to, before I start playing any of these, I want you to see, okay, especially you, YouTube. I hope you're paying attention, YouTube. You got Channel 10 years ago. You got Eyewitness News, ABC 7, New York. All right, what else you got? You got National Geographic. Who else is doing this, all right? Again, more people from Eyewitness News, ABC, New York, right? I guess this is just somebody else's just personal channel, Snoopperking, whatever the hell. The Smithsonian Channel, right? Okay, UNSW, right? More of the Smithsonian, right? AP Archives, right? I mean, look at this. One media company, right? And, look, right after that, right? Miami condo collapses, blah, blah, what the news won't show. So who's making the comparison here? Because look what I just showed you, YouTube. Look what I just showed you, YouTube. You bunch of fucking hypocrites. Look what I just showed you. And oh, gee, ABC Channel 7, right? Okay, whatever. All right, now they get some other garbage. But after all that stuff, you do get one comparison about the Miami condo supposed collapse, right? Whatever the fuck. And then you get this. There is a comparison to be made. Okay, now granted, one took us into a war and created a bunch of alphabet soup agencies and a bunch of policies, that kind of screwed everybody from there on in. And the other one is just like, oh, well, it's a mystery. And 101, however many people are still missing and nobody knows what's going on. And that one at the moment is not taking us into a war, right? One did. The other one has yet to. But a demolition is a demolition, right? I mean, we can look that up. Okay. Let's see. Let's just type it in. Buildings being demoed. All right, we'll just put it like that. We could do that. Whoops. Hold on. Somehow everything went wrong. Buildings being demolished. Okay. So, all right. Demolition of report. So there you go. There's the Surfside condo, right? They're calling it a demolition. Miami Herald, right? So this is all mainstream media that's giving you whatever, right? Now that's the most recent one. Top 5 awesome building demolitions controlled, right? Now, how come that wouldn't get removed? I mean, if things are going to trigger somebody, hang on a second, sorry. If things are going to trigger somebody, then all of these things that I'm showing right now, courtesy of your own so-called violation of policy, YouTube, should be removed. You guys should be going after mainstream media, not us. They brought that to us. Okay, if somebody's going to reflect it up on a channel to talk about it, right, to comment on it or critique about it under fair use, then you guys need to honor that. The end.